Ever wondered why you get angry so quickly or struggling to stay calm in an highly stressful situation? It is in all your brain. Let's uncover the science behind emotion and how to manage it. Emotion serves very important functions in our body. It enables reproduction and survival. There are three major structures in the brain that participate in emotion and emotional regulation. They are amygdala, hippocampus, and prefrontal cortex. I'm going to talk about the role of each using relatable example. The first one, amygdala, is a threat detector. It is an alarm system of the body. Let's take for example, if you see a dog racing towards you, the amygdala detects a threat in the dog and mobilize other systems in the body like hypothalamus to produce cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones help in mobilizing the required energy to either fight or flight or even freeze. So the hippocampus help in contextualizing the situation. The hippocampus might tell the amygdala that it's not all the dogs that bite. Or when the owner is around, the dog doesn't bite. That might calm down the amygdala. So the function of hippocampus is to introduce memory into it. But if the person has been beaten before, the hippocampus will also remind the person that this dog has beaten you before. So intensify the fear and making the amygdala to activate all the necessary system to deal with the situation, either to defend him or herself or to run. So prefrontal cortex serves to regulate the amygdala by saying, calm down. Maybe the dog comes and then it started wagging the tails. The prefrontal cortex will say that this is a friendly dog. You can approach it with caution. So when the prefrontal cortex is not doing its oversight function on amygdala, that's when we have a situation of emotional dysregulation, where the individual can no longer control his emotion. If he's provoked and he said he's going to use cutlass on you, he will use it without minding the consequence, because there is no prefrontal cortex to warn him or her of the consequence of using cutlass on another person. So what are those things that can affect the prefrontal cortex? Number one is adverse childhood experience, maybe a neglected child, abandoned, abused child, whether physically, verbally, or psychologically, or neglected child that stay in the street, no parental care. There will have been production a lot of cortisol, and cortisol is toxic to the brain. It can affect prefrontal cortex and making it impossible for the prefrontal cortex to regulate the amygdala activity. Adverse life events can also impair the functionality of the prefrontal cortex. Because adverse life events like bullying, molestation, loss of the loved one, loss of the parents while growing up, all this one can also lead to production of cortisol, which will affect the prefrontal cortex. So, and since there's no the oversight function of is absent, the person will also be constantly on alert mode, and then will not be able to regulate. It's either he overreact or underreact. High stress level can also affect prefrontal cortex. When somebody is highly stressed, he may find it difficult to regulate his emotion. So any things that will lead to production of high level of cortisol for a very long time will affect the functionality of the prefrontal cortex, making it impossible for it to exercise superside function on amygdala, and then the person will be on alert mode, either hyper or hypo alert. So what can be done to let the prefrontal cortex to recover? One is mindfulness. Our practice of mindfulness has been shown to allow the prefrontal cortex to regain its functionality. Self-care is another thing that can also allow the prefrontal cortex to regain its functionality. Exercise is another very important thing that can allow, because exercise improves blood flow to different parts of the body, including the brain. So it may allow the prefrontal cortex to regain its functionality. Good diet that contains omega-3, zinc, and so many other good supplements can make the prefrontal cortex to regain its functionality. So, how do we regulate emotion? One, the first thing that we do when you are in emotionally charged situations, before you react, pause and take a deep breath. This will allow time for the prefrontal cortex to take over. Number two is the practice of mindfulness. It can make you, when you stay in the present, it can also make you to regulate emotion. Number three is to name the emotion. You can name the emotion and say, okay, what am I feeling now? Is it anger? Is it frustration? Whatever the emotion you have, you name it. Once you name it, it empowers the prefrontal cortex to begin to take over the oversight function. So the last thing you can do is to reappraise the situation. That you look at what the person has done. Does he warrant the kind of reaction that you want to? For example, somebody cross your path in traffic and you want to get angry, you might be looking at it. It could be that the person has serious emergency, or there's somebody in the hospital that they want to go and visit. That may be the reason why he does this. Let me just take my calm. So, emotion, as beautiful as it is, it can also be problematic for us if we are unable to regulate it. So, practice all this whenever you are in emotional charged situations, and you will see how it will be easy for you to be in a good mental well-being, have good relationship with people, and improve quality of life. In case you don't know me, I'm Dr. Uthman Kazim Abimbola, a consultant psychiatrist and a life coach. Follow me for more tips like this.